Welcome back, creatives. Today we are going to talk about regret. One of the funny things that happens as you start to get out of block and into a daily habit of creation is you start to really grieve the years that have already passed by. It even occurs to you sometimes that this was not nearly as difficult a thing to overcome as you really thought it was, which meant you could have done it sooner, which meant you could have been creating all this time. Then all the missed opportunities come to mind. You feel like maybe you shouldn't have played video games that night, but you should have painted instead. You know, it just sort of cascades in your head from there. The fact is that the emotional process of grief and regret is just something that happens, but you don't have to drown in it. Here's the reality, creative. So you missed opportunities. There are evenings you should have painted instead of playing a game. Okay. And none of that means that you can't create. None of that means that you can't work now and become good. Yes, it does mean that you are not as far along as you would have been, but you're also assuming that that's the case. And you can't know that. No, really, you can't know that. You don't know what would happen in your life with different choices. You can guess, but you cannot know for sure. In the end, you're just making up potentials. Regret and grief are just part of being human. That's how we parse this sort of thing. But you don't have to live with it. You don't have to drown in it. You don't have to let it direct you. And the reason you want to push back against it is this. Well, two reasons actually. One, negative reinforcement is much less effective than positive reinforcement to help you enact change in your life. This is well studied. It's why we have more recidivism in this country than others with prisons. You want positive reinforcement, and just regret and grief, that's negative reinforcement. That's not going to get you as far. Two, if you are making the mistake of associating guilt and grief and shame with your past creative efforts, then you are subconsciously connecting the act of creation to pain. I know that's not what you were trying to do, but that is what you did. I know, because that's what I did. That's what humans do. We make connections even when there aren't any. You deserve better anyway. You did the best you could at the time with what you had to work with. That's all. That's all of life is. You do the best you can, and then you learn more, and hopefully next time you do better. Sit down with me, and together, without regret, let's make something new.